This is our house here in East Germany, in a small town called Hausneindorf. It is near Halberstadt, maybe 1 hour away from Dresden. This is a very small village, and this village is so small it doesn't have a supermarket. It doesn't have a bakery. Now the thing is about Germany is that you drive 5 minutes and you're in the next town. So technically the nearest shop is only 5 minutes away if you take a car. So my father bought this house here in East Germany because I've got a lot of family. This is my Uncle Roland's house behind me, and this is my Uncle Mario's house here behind me over there, the orange one. So our neighbors are our family, and our neighbors' neighbors are also our family. And my Uncle Frank lives up the road, and Uncle Roland's daughter lives not far away from here either. Now there's a big difference between East and West Germany. In the West Germany, people are more, this is just generally speaking, they're a little bit more capitalistic. They care a little bit more about money, and they care about everything being new. Whereas East Germany used to be a part of the old USSR, so people didn't have a lot to get by in the past, 20 or 30 odd years ago. So they're more family oriented. And as I said on my earlier videos, is that all the villages and towns have a big castle or a big church in the middle. Now in Hausneindorf we've got a borg, and it's right here behind me now. That is the borg, and it's got a big tower. I'm going to walk around it a little bit now and tell you some interesting stories about the borg. It's got a wall here. It's built in a ditch, and it's got a wall that's maybe 8 meters high, 10 meters high, and it apparently it was built in the 900 AD, so that would make it over 1,000 years old. Of course, it's been repaired and re-renovated many times, but a borg is, if you translate it into English, it's a keep, and a schloss is a castle. So there's a big difference between a keep and a castle. A castle is bigger, better, stronger, and has good furniture and decorations inside, whereas a borg or a keep is usually just to, I don't know, maybe you can say to keep the village strong, you know, in case there's some trouble, everybody can rendezvous at the keep. So there's a little bridge here, and I'm gonna go under it now. It's got a little gate. This is very old steel, it's rusted. It's very old school. And they maintain it pretty well, actually, for its age. Now, I've been inside the tower and the keep. They keep it locked up, so generally it's off limits to public. Maybe in special occasions when they have a big village party and everyone gets together and has beer. I'm going in the basement here. You see, it's dangerous to walk here when it's dark, because I don't know what that hole is used for, but if you don't know where you're walking, you can actually step in that and hurt yourself, which is something that could have happened earlier on. So it's got your traditional arrow slit design, so it shows you that this keep is old. And then this is a room that I saw as well, that I didn't want to go in because it doesn't have a door that lets light in only another window. So I don't know what this place is used for. Oh, here's another window. You see, this has been covered up in time. So maybe they kept some prisoners here, or because if the castle's under siege, it wouldn't make sense to keep your valuable supplies here. There's some digging going around here. And there's a wooden bench here. Here's a piece of iron that's been rusted. That's pretty old school. Just been wedged in there between two rocks. Okay, and there we go. And out again. So I'm walking along the castle wall here, or the Borg wall, which is a wall is called Mauer in German. And here's a nice little playground for kids, just randomly next to a castle wall. And so in Germany, everywhere in Germany, the roads are very old school. They're built from cobblestone. And as you can see, cobblestone, 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 all the way. And actually, surprisingly, in many areas, they still use cobblestone. So, I guess in Germany you'll still find many masons doing their work. When they fix the roads, usually they remove the cobblestones, they compact and level the ground, and then they just put the cobblestones back. I like this village a lot because it's old. And the architecture you find in Germany really gives you that medieval feeling. For example, behind me there, you can see there's an old tower. It's not used for warfare or anything, but it's like a little outside storeroom of sorts. This is in somebody's house, in somebody's yard. So it's interesting. Some of the buildings are very dilapidated, and some of them are renovated, plastered and painted over. And I'd say the architecture from most of the buildings are not 1,000 years old. They're more like from the late 1700s, early mid 1800s. So you can see this house here. Look at the windows, the architecture. They used to use this type of architecture in the 1800s. And then there's the tower, the bell tower at the top of the Borg. We got some family photos. I'll take some pictures of that and put it in the movie, so you can know a little bit more about the Borg. See, look, this is someone's barn. It's a wooden door on top. Makes no sense. It doesn't have any stairs. This building here behind me, you see that big one there? You can see there's like heavy duty wood, which is used to support the wall that is busy collapsing. So my uncle told me the village wanted to get together and fix this dilapidated castle because it is busy collapsing, the walls are collapsing. But €1 million is a lot of money, and it's a lot of money for an East German village that doesn't have a lot of money. So they just do the bare minimum to keep things afloat. That was a really scary story my uncle told me. It's a folklore story of the village, so I guess there's no evidence, but there's usually no smoke without fire. So what happened is there was a witch many hundreds of years ago in the village, or she was accused for witchcraft anyway, and her punishment was to be walled up in one of the walls in the embankments. But they wanted her to die slowly, so what they did is they left a small hole for her to breathe, so she can die slowly. But she had a lover, don't know if it was her husband or just a boyfriend or something. He fed her with a straw, and so she lived for a couple of months, but eventually she died. And nobody knows where this is, but could be true. Starting at one of the main entrances now at the Borg. And you can see these are maybe like the stables or the outside storerooms. Behind me, it's very dilapidated. Hello? So that's very sad. But again, to fix it in its original state would be expensive. There's another building behind me, but that's not really a part of the Borg. It's a little bit dilapidated and it looks abandoned. So this is one of the main gates to the Borg. I asked my uncle maybe he can bring me in. He knows someone in the village that has the key. I want to get this on YouTube because I've been inside many times, but I want to show my friends and my children one day, if they don't have the chance to visit here, what this is all about. Now all over Europe, there's thousands of keeps and castles or borgs and schlosses. But the sad thing is that the older they are, the more dilapidated they are. And that is a sad reality. So usually buying these could be possible. Sometimes they're out in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes they belong to some families who don't want to get rid of it because it's been in the family for generations, which is understandable. They don't have the finances to maintain it. So I remember when I first came to this town maybe 15 years ago, they wanted to sell the tower, just the tower of the castle, for something like €250,000, which is a lot of money. And this is just the tower, so this is not the walls and the other buildings that you see, it's just the tower. And I'll be honest, inside the tower it's just wood supports, and there's really nothing special inside. So if you buy this tower, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money maintaining it and actually bringing it up to become useful for something. And I honestly don't know what you're going to use the tower for, so that's why nobody's bothered buying it. It would be nice to actually buy it and convert it into a type of lofty space where you can live. You can have a different room on each floor. Little bathroom, little kitchen, little bedroom. But yeah, like I said, doing that, you're gonna spend like €1 million. So now I'm back at the bridge where I walked under. And so there's just two entrances to the castle, one that's over the bridge and then one that's in the ditch. And this is the outside. I'm outside the main entrance to the Borg, or the keep, in Hausneindorf. And they open the front gate on Mondays for the public. So I was waiting the whole weekend in anticipation so that I can walk in and make a movie. So in my earlier video I walked around the castle on the outside, and now we are going towards the courtyard of the main tower. Now this building over here, this used to be used as workshops and stables long ago, and a few years ago this building was used for the homeless people in the town, and now today it's just normal apartments. People are living here, and I guess they have to help maintain the place. So you can see these old school doors, they're on these railings made from steel. And you can hear a TV there. So someone's home. And this building over here is a giant hall. And about once or twice a year they have a big party here. Usually the fire brigade has a big party here called, the fire brigade is called a Feuerwehr. And they'll sell beer there and they'll dance and play music, and so you'll buy a beer and everyone from the town will come and support some unity here. So you can see there's where they keep some bricks and some stones that they will use during renovation times. There's some old farming equipment. Now what's interesting about this tower is that at the end of the Second World War there used to be a building here, right over here, an attachment to this tower. And what happened is this building got really old and dilapidated. Now East Germany was under the jurisdiction of the USSR, or the Russians, and they didn't feel the need to maintain and fix this building, and it was easier for them to destroy it. So indirectly they destroyed it so that they don't have to spend the money to make it up to code and safe. So you can see here's the foundation of the stairwell where the building did stand. Here's what's left of the foundation of the wall of the building. And you can see here's the stairwell. Obviously it used to be a spiral staircase, and it goes all the way up about 3 stories to that door over there. So very sad, but it shows you that with most castles it does get to a point that if you can't maintain it, you'll have to break it down because it's just too unsafe to have around. Because if it collapses on someone and someone dies, it is a problem. So the Russians didn't do it on purpose, you know, for being vindictive. They just didn't want to spend the money. Don't know what this building is used for. I'm assuming maybe some storerooms or something of the nature. Don't think anyone is living here. So my uncle's a part of the village council, and he used to have the key to go up in this tower, but now somebody else has it, and he's not sure who. But I can go in the basement of this tower. I've got a nice little flashlight here. Wow, it's even got a double steel door. Oh, it's a very small room. Very small room. Some shovels and some tools. These tiles look pretty new. Okay. And that's it. The courtyard of the ball.